Today let's talk a little bit about learning objectives. First, what are learning objectives? Learning objectives are statements describing what knowledge or ability the students will gain as a result of instruction. The structure of learning objectives should be specific and contain an action verb, a subject reference, and an optional criteria to gauge student success. Objectives should be observable and measurable. Learning objectives should be the foundation for any instruction, whether that is an in-person course, a workshop, an online or hybrid course, or a tutorial. Whatever it is, it should be guided by learning objectives. Now let's talk about alignment of learning objectives. Alignment of your course happens when you have clearly stated learning objectives. Students will be clear with what they will be learning. You will be able to design sound instructional strategies or activities that will best help students learn what you want them to learn. And you will be able to measure whether or not students have successfully mastered the content. All of this results in alignment between the objectives, the course activities, and the assessments, which makes for a better course. When writing learning objectives, consider addressing the following levels of instruction. At the program or department level, the objectives or outcomes here are the university's learning and development framework for educational experiences. At the course level, here you can include objectives in your syllabus and share them with your students at the start of the course. At the week or unit level, here you can share objectives with your students at the beginning of the week or unit or module in your online course. At the assignment level, you can include objectives in each assignment description, or you can include objectives in a rubric. At the assessment level, your assessments should be aligned with your learning objectives. An instructor would use learning objectives when they want their course to be aligned and intentional. By having your assignments and assessments linked to your learning objectives, you can ensure that there is no busy work or tangential subject material that might confuse students. Writing learning objectives and sharing them with your students gives the students context for what they're going to learn. When students have assignments and lessons in context, it aids in their motivation to learn the subject. Now let's talk about some problem areas. Changing your objectives or creating vague learning objectives can lead to a course that is not as structured as it needs to be. Students can become lost in your course and start drifting without a solid goal. If you base your technology selection off of vague learning objectives, you might find yourself selecting technologies that do not aid in the actual goals of the course. Similarly, if you build your assessments from objectives that are vague or changed, this could lead to muddied instruction, and the assessments built previously could become obsolete. Finally, some tips for online instruction. Place your course objectives in your syllabus and in the welcome section of your course. This will start your students off on the right foot and give them context for the whole rest of the course. Weekly objectives at the start of every week give context for what the students will learn from week to week. And checking your assessments against your weekly objectives can help you in determining exam questions and other types of assessment.